Every school and every classroom has annual events that are part of the culture. And these spring up for a variety of reasons. Often they're community building events for families or big, gathering events. Whatever the reason, they do exist. You might have some annual things you do just in your classroom, and then there might be school ones that you participate in as well. I'm just going to give you some things to consider as you're navigating annual events. I've worked with a number of schools who are actually trying to scale back annual events. The challenge of annual events is that they start to just scale bigger and bigger every year. So if you're a school that's been around for 20 or 30 years or more, some of these annual events have gotten sort of mythically large. So start to look at the reasons that you have these annual events. Why are you doing them? How do they serve the children? And see how they can be scaled back. Otherwise, you can feel like you're sort of being driven and dominated by a series of annual events in your school year. Especially think about this when it comes to classroom and school performances. These can tend to become very much adult driven and less about the child's experience. So I encourage you to reflect on this. Who is benefiting from this? Who's learning from it? Who's enjoying the preparation for an annual performance? I know they're common in a lot of schools, but we want to be sure that these are strong and constructive experiences for the children, and that can easily get lost as they happen year to year. I would encourage maybe each classroom has one big event a year, just one that the school's invited to, and that event is different from one year to the next. So maybe one year you have an art show. Another year, the children write and produce a play. Another year, maybe it's a science fair. Then another year, it's a history fair. Changing the annual event allows it to the scale to stay appropriate for the children and allows the children to have different experiences throughout their time in the elementary environment. So I'd really encourage you to think about that in terms of your own school culture. These annual events, though, can be a great sort of publicity tool for your school or for the elementary program that the rest of the school gets to see what they're doing. So they're not terrible things to do, but it's also just you have to balance those broader school needs or adult needs with the needs of the children, so that we're being conscious of not doing too many in one year, of not making it too big and beyond the capacity of the children. I've had children really successfully write, make all the costumes and props, direct and produce and put on an entire play in the classroom, an upper elementary group. That is possible for them to do, and they sure learn a lot from it, far more than they would from having me as an adult sort of boss them around through all of it. Of course, I supported them, but they really did that work. The same can be true for any other sort of big event that might happen for your class. So think carefully and work with your administration about these annual sort of broader school community events that your children might have to participate in, and try to limit them as much as possible and make them the children's as much as possible, not that it's being run completely by adults, the music director or the drama director or anything like that. It needs to really be for the children. So annual events are a part of the life of a school and part of the life of a classroom, but do a lot of critical reflection on these as you're continuing them from one year to the next to make sure that they're really serving the broader goals and purposes that they had started for originally.